Okay, y'all, I've been wanting to make this video actually for a while, but I just haven't, clearly. But I think we need to have a conversation about Israel, Israel and Islam, and I just want to share my thoughts, like work through things. Obviously, Israel's been a popular topic amongst conservatives. I'm sorry, but conservatives lately, and it's really been odd to me to see this progression of it's like wildfire catching on to. It's like been popular to hate Israel lately, and here's the thing, I don't know everything about it. I haven't watched every single Candace Owens clip. I don't frankly want to. I haven't dove into every single rabbit hole, every single conspiracy theory about Israel. However, I do know that as a Christian, Israel does have a special place in, first of all, the Bible. Jesus is literally from Israel. Like, God was Jewish. And they have a place not only in the past, but in the future as well, in the story still yet to come, So I'm not really sure why it's so popular to hate Israel. If somebody can please, enlighten me, I guess, give me, the summary. Because here's the thing that bugs me about it, and that I don't really like and doesn't really make me want to change my views about Israel, is I don't really ever see anything of substance. I see vague statements that people make. I see comments. I see people saying, oh, it's Israel's fault. Oh, we're blaming Israel. First of all, I'm sorry, but have we forgotten history? The last time that we made these blanket statements, these blanket blames against Israel, millions of Jews were murdered. A genocide happened, an actual genocide. Just because, you care about violence happening to people, in Gaza and all of that, doesn't mean you hate the Jews as well. You can obviously care about violence that's happening to, the people in Gaza. But why do we have to hate the Jews? Do you know what I mean? And also another thing that I thought was really clear to everybody is, at least my understanding was, it's the terrorist group Hamas that's doing all the violence to the people in Gaza. Do you know what I mean? It's not the Jews. That, and I don't know all the facts of the case. Obviously, I haven't studied this by far, but there's so much lies in social media and there's so much propaganda about Israel. And one thing I will say is, I'm sorry, but I don't see evidence. I see people making blanket statements, like I was saying. I see people saying, oh, the Jews did 9/11. Oh, the Jews deserved Holocaust. I've seen people say that. They deserve that. Oh, it was actually them who caused it. I'm like, really, people? Are we doing this again? Are we gonna relive that chapter of history again? And here's the thing, okay? And actually I was gonna do this, but I forgot. You can read in the Bible. There's passages, I don't remember where, but I know I've read it before, where basically kind of, Israel gets to a point with the Lord, with their covenant with him, where he's like, okay, you know what? You want to go your own way. You've time and time again shown me that you are not going to choose me. And what I feel like, what I remember is he basically was like, okay, I'll let you go your own way. That doesn't mean God suddenly doesn't have a covenant with them. It doesn't mean he suddenly, they stopped being his chosen people. That doesn't mean he hates them and they're the cause of every single issue in the world. What in the world, people? This is ridiculous. Okay, there's no way that we can blame an entire group, an entire country of people for all the problems in the world. That's just silly. I'm sorry, but that's ridiculous. God still loves them. They're still his chosen people. He has a heart for Israel. He has a plan for Israel. They are included in the future plan that he has when he comes back and stuff. And like I said, I'm not an expert on this. There are people out there who are, and I can you know, maybe I can find some of those people and link them or put them in the description and stuff. But if somebody posts a post in support of Israel and you're commenting, oh, there's your 7,000. First of all, why is it always 7,000? Is there something I missed? Like, what is this? What do you, like, what, why? To somebody who, if you're trying to convince people to join your cause to hate Israel, frankly, because that's what it is, what is that sort of argument? What is that? That's not an argument. It's a weird, vague comment. It's a conspiracy theory, and there's too much of that. And, okay, sure. I've seen people make their, you know, there's a deep state in Israel. You know, maybe they're, Benjamin Netanyahu, maybe he's corrupt. I don't know. Maybe there's corrupt people in every single government. I just don't think that we can take like little random information, vague statements that we maybe know and make that equal like every single Jew is like in this scheme, in this plot to ruin everything. Okay, here's what I observe and am seeing happen is this is dividing conservatives. This is dividing a lot of people who we need to really come together and focus on the thing that is actually important. And that is that Islam is invading our country from within. Look who just got elected mayor of New York City. Concerning. Look into the town of Dearborn, Michigan. By the way, that's been happening for a while. I have friends from Michigan, and I remember them telling me about that years ago, and I was like, there's a town in the U.S. that lives in Sharia law. And you know what I saw today? This is, I know this was a thing in Somalia. Read a book called Infidel. Okay, go read that book. Go read it. That's all I'm going to say. There's a thing that they did in Somalia, and they did to the girl who wrote the book, where they mutilate girls. Because I think I read, like, it's some sort of thing in Islam where it prevents women from feeling any sexual pleasure. They literally mutilate them. I'm not going to go into it because it's very graphic of what they do. But what I was saying was I saw a story today that there was a city in the U.S. that was doing that. There was a doctor that was doing that to girls. I'm like, people, Israel is not the problem here. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Israel's not the problem here. We're getting distracted. The devil is trying to distract us from the real threat, the real invasion, and that is Islam. Okay? Go study what Islam is. Go study what the Quran says. Don't buy a Quran. I wouldn't recommend doing that, especially if you're a Christian. You don't want that demonicness in your house. No, thank you. But you can easily, look into people who have studied it for themselves, know what it says, people who have grown up in that, who have experience in what living in a society ruled by Islam is like. Please, go read their stories. Islam is not a good religion. It is not a peaceful religion. And they want to make America into a nation under Sharia law, okay? I've seen so many Islamists say this. I've seen so many videos and things where, I think it's the imams, which are like the leaders or the, they've studied the Quran and they know everything. They're always men. Yeah, I'm sorry, but if you're like a feminist liberal woman and you're okay with like electing Muslim male leaders, they hate you, okay? They hate you. They want you to be oppressed. They want you to be enslaved. That's the truth. That's just what Islam is. It's not good for anybody. And who will suffer the most under a nation ruled by Islam is women and children, okay? So, yeah, I'm not interested in allowing that into our country. Don't get distracted. Israel's not the problem. Islam is. Okay, thank you. Bye. Share your thoughts also, too, because, I don't know everything there is to know about Israel. Whether I'm defending it or whether I'm on the side of thinking that they're causing a lot of the problems nowadays. So please enlighten me. Share your thoughts in a concise manner, not just saying, oh, Israel paid you, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, but that's not an argument. I'm not interested in that. Please share your thoughts. I would like to learn more on this topic. I don't really want to learn more on the topic of why I should hate Israel. I just want to hear like what your argument is, because I don't ever hear cohesive arguments. Do you know what I'm saying? Share your thoughts of why we should support Israel, why that's a biblical thing to do. It doesn't mean we blindly think that they're like perfect. Of course not. I don't think anybody's perfect. If you read the Bible, you know nobody's perfect. But we are called to support them. We're called to pray for peace in Jerusalem. Like, the Lord loves Israel. He loves Jews. Those were chosen people. They still are. And if you're a Gentile and you become a Christian, you're also his chosen person, whatever. Like, that doesn't cancel out that. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, thank you for watching this video. And like I said, share your thoughts, because I would love to learn more. Okay, bye.